Hi everybody, welcome to the video. Today we're going to continue our exploration of Thanalan in Final Fantasy XIV version 1.23b running on the Project Meteor server. So right now my character has the seasonal, one of the seasonal shirts on right now. We also have I'm gonna put on the crown here. So this is like the black dragon helmet. We got the pumpkin head, and we got the Dalamold horn. We still got more, but we're gonna showcase them later. So let's see. So today we're gonna go and explore Eastern Thanalan, so we're gonna make our way over there. It looked like the zone didn't load the enemies in, but that's fine. We can always do the leveling up off screen. That way we're not constantly teleporting back and forth. Anxious to see what Eastern Thanalan looks like and how much it's changed. Follow the road here. Yeah. So I might be wrong, but I think this crown here is the it looks like the crown that you get for the achievement award for the player recommendations achievement in A Realm Reborn. Might be wrong, but it does look like that. So since after I beat Shadowbringers, I didn't actually start doing the seasonal events till after I beaten Shadowbringers. There was one seasonal event that I think they had it earlier last year. I think right when I started, there was a seasonal event. I can't remember what it was called, but it sort of had you replay the events of the Gobu Wall in right outside Ul'dah. And I didn't even find that out till 2 months ago, when I was actually kind of looking more into this version. So I'm pretty sure, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were running that event last year. And I'm so disappointed in myself for not getting involved in that event. Because since I beat Shadowbringers, I've been doing every seasonal event. The more recent Mhigo Treasure Trove I haven't really done. The only thing I got was really the Gobu mount. It's kind of the only interesting thing that or the most interesting thing that I wanted. Because after I beat Shadowbringers, I did the first Mhigo Treasure Trove before the release of Endwalker. And I pretty much gotten everything in that event. I ran the Praetorium so many times. like more than what I probably should have. So this more recent treasure trove, I just did not feel like playing Praetorium like 100 times again. But I mean, that's fine. I did do it a couple of times, obviously, for the Gobu mount. Okay, we are now in Eastern Thanalan, so we're gonna go to Drybone, and then we're gonna move up to the Golden Bazaar, and then we're gonna go down to Little Ala Mhigo. So we're gonna do like the first half of this area, and then we'll do the other half. In another video. Okay, we're actually just going to empty space here. So one of the first things that I did when I got the Gobu mount, I was in Limsa when I got it. I walked out to, I think it was Middle Lenosha. Okay, just gonna, yeah, we gotta go to Drybone here first. I went to Middle Lenosha, and it was the part outside of, right outside Limsa. So I wanted to try out the mount. So the first thing I did, since like this area has 2 campfires. One of the first things that I did was, since the Gobu mount has like these really loud sort of footsteps, I started chasing one of the players. And the way the mount flies in the air is just so funny to look at. So I'm sure that player appreciated that. But honestly, like, out of all the mounts that I have, which I did recently receive the Nightmare mount with the help of somebody in my free company. I would say the Gobu mount is honestly my favorite. Got some water here. One of the things I like doing in FF14 is messing with other players. That's what I do for my, when I did that, found out that out of bounds glitch in Gridania. Which actually we can talk about the story about that. So it was pretty much a friend of mine in the free company, Corla Support of the Jades. I think Support was playing a harp in Limsa, and they were sort of like out of bounds. And I was basically begging Support, like, how did you do that? How did you do that? I know you're out of bounds because there's an invisible wall right here. See, this is the Golden Bazaar. Actually have a little bit more building structures here. So we don't have any NPCs here. That's the thing with these zones, is like they're all sort of each region is sort of like separate. So I think in order to get the NPCs to spawn, I have to warp into this region within the zone. Because it's kind of like a zone transition. So it's essentially transitioning from Eastern Thanalan into, say, like Golden Bazaar. That's probably why the NPCs really haven't been showing up anywhere, except for that one instance by the old dog gate. So yeah, so going back, so I begged Corliss support to show me like how they did that, and it was actually a glitch that was patched, but there are players that still, like, they saved their character up on top of the sort of vendor, where the vendors are, the building on top of that, with like the grass and stuff on top of it. So in order to get a player up there, you have to be a blue mage, and then you have to get the self-destruct ability. So I did that, and then another friend in the company rezzed me up there, and I was pretty much like, I'm just gonna jump down and I'm going to explore. Also having my fingers crossed that I don't fall through the map. So the funniest part about that was, so this was when I was a row. My original character for Realm Reborn was a row, but I switched to the Ura, like dragon lady, which is what I'm currently in now, in current FF14. Oops. Oh, I just forgot what I was talking about there. Oh, yeah, so I was originally a row, so I switched my character back to row in this instance. And so I was walking along the water, and I was walking by the dock area where the first Endwalker quest started. And I was just walking along the water, just sort of looking at the players with my camera. And I see a Lalafell character running up to the docks and just looking at me as I'm running by. And like, you can kind of tell from like the way that my camera was positioned to the Lalafell character is that you knew exactly what that player was thinking. Like, why is there a row out in the middle of the water? How did he get out there? The other funny thing is, I think I was the summoner class, so I also have Carbuncle out. So I just knew what was going through that player's mind. So yeah, so that kind of got me interested in thinking, like, I wonder if there are other areas I could get out of bounds to. The thing is like, I was trying to find out of bounds glitches without like any like tricks or like macros or anything like that, because that was how people were able to get up on top of Linsa. Was one method was a double jump, I believe. So then the first area I decided to explore out of bounds was Gordania, and Gordania has like a very interesting collision. So you can pretty much jump up on almost everything in Gridania. So there was one night, like after work, I was just sort of exploring, and the area where I found the glitch, where Ymitra is, I found that just by exploring. The first part of it I found was just hopping up on that rock and then on top of that awning. And pretty much that's just what I found at first, and that just jumping up on those other awnings kind of leads you to like a cave with like 3 rock platforms where the old Conjurer Guilds used to be, which is actually something we're gonna see in Gridania. Let's see what's over here. It's like a small settlement. Just cooking some nuclear waste over here. So yeah, and then it was kind of funny because at the time I assumed that that's just as far as I was gonna get. Because if you head east, I believe that will take you to that cave and those 3 sort of platforms. Let's see what's in here. And then, yeah, so the funny story is I was on my, it was a little bit after that I started my alt. And there was one night where I was like, well, I'll just get up here on my alt and I'll just see what I can do. And then I was like, well, I'm going to see if there's some way I can jump past this rock. And it was literally the first attempt that I did that. I was able to jump like sort of up and around this little invisible wall and onto the other side of that rock. And then I was like, okay, so I hopped back down and I was like, I gotta figure this out. So my second attempt I did it, and I was like, holy crap. And then I went to, yeah, so the third step, like I ran up along the cliffside up to that rock where you have to have sprint on in order to jump up to the 4th step. So I tried that a few times, but it didn't work at first. So I was like, well, maybe this will work if I get on my main, do the sprint, and since I had the dancer class, I could use the sprint spell for the dancer. But then eventually it got up there, and then like it just went further from that. So the 4th step was you had to jump from one area to like the other side to sort of like this concave like crevice in the mountain. It's actually the easiest part of the glitch. Let's see, we got Little Ala Mhigo over here. We're gonna check that out. And so it was then the final step, which I think I did mess up on the first attempt. But I kind of knew, just because I kind of explored Gridania quite a bit with how the collision's set up and the way like you can kind of tell after a certain amount of time like what type of slopes that the character can walk on. So I was looking at that last sort of like seam in the cliff, and I was like, I'm pretty sure my character can jump up on that. So I tried it once and then I failed, but then I got back up there, and I think it was the second time I was able to get up there. And then it was that night I put in the chat in all caps, like, I have reached the promised land, the Gridanian promised land. And sadly, nobody was really up. It was maybe just like one person that was active in my free company at the time. But then the next day, I did it again, and then I immediately sent support a message. I was like, hey, you need to come into Gridania. I need to show you something. So that I showed support on like how to do it, because support also has blue mage, so it was a little bit easier getting support up there. So this is Little Ala Mhigo. This kind of looks like the area where the captain of the encampment, this kind of looks like that area. Because I mean, it does look similar with like, because Little Ala Mhigo has all the tents and stuff like that. It's actually very well lit too. Like, this must look really cool at nighttime. Let's see. Okay, there's a path over here. So when I showed support that, we were pretty much just making players confused by killing them as they walk by. Unfortunately, that area of Gridania, there isn't a whole lot of traffic going through. But it was still fun to do, to see players confused, have no idea who is healing them when they're running by. Oh wow, this actually looks... Yeah, this looks very similar to Little Ala Mhigo. Even like the crates are actually sort of in the same area. I'm surprised at how similar this looks to the current Ala Mhigo, or Little Ala Mhigo. Oh, here's that stone that you kind of, I think players had to go to like pray and stuff like that to get sort of that deal with the ring that can carry over to Realm Reborn. Whoops. There we go. In honor of legacy players. So yeah, this looks like, other than the stone, and I think these two tents here, at least from what I remember, it looks very similar to current Little Ala Mhigo. Okay, yeah, let's head out here, because this is like where the guard was standing. I think, I mean, yeah, it does have a little more entrances in current FF14. Main gate here. Let's see where else. Go to the Amalja altar, and then we'll probably teleport back. So on a side note, I just remembered while I was showing support that glitch, there was actually earlier that day when I was, because I was still trying to find the sweet spot where you had to jump over like the rock to get to the third step. There was actually a player watching me do it the entire time, and so he was trying to do it. But unfortunately, like, he wasn't able to get to the top. But he knows it's possible, so he just has to kind of sort of figure it out from there. Because he got up to step 3, so I told him, like, this is what you need to do for step 4 or 5. But I told him, like, I'll make a video on it, that way you'll be able to watch it if you're ever interested in trying it on your own. It's really not that hard, you just kind of have to know where to jump. So, and I'll put a link in the description to that video if anybody's interested in watching it. Oh, we're going too far down. That's a whole another area we get to explore there. Ships passing by. I think that's cool that, like, they pass by like that, because it makes it feel the world is more like the world is like one place and it's actively like in motion, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is the encampment here. Really, they just have a campfire here. So yeah, I think, yeah, we'll explore Hatali, or Halatali. I think that's how you say it. We'll do that along with the dungeons. Kind of just go up around this middle area here. And then we'll teleport back. It's just nice seeing the vast landscape without having, you know, be interrupted by a loading screen. Yeah, we'll cover, yeah, say we cover this half here. The other half will be in another video. So yeah, we'll teleport back. Thanalan. Dry mode now. Alright, and then we'll end the video there. So if you're interested in seeing more stuff like that, you know, please hit a like, subscribe. Let me know what other things you'd like to see in the comments below, and I'll try to figure out and see if that's something that's working within the version of this game. So, yep. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.